Hello, I'm host Eric. I'm the host of Talking with Famous People, and I want to expand on a notion that I've mentioned in a couple of videos before, but I'm thinking more about, which is the way in which the respective intuitions, NE and NI, manifest as causality and, correlation, not correlation, uh, conditionality and causality, respectively. So, first of all, what do I mean when I say NE represents conditionality? Well, it operates through modus ponens, modus tollens, um, which are two logical deductive rules. Well, isn't that TI then? One might think. No, I don't think it is because obviously, the processing of the conditionality web is TI, but any understands things as conditional as their fundamental nature. TI is interested in exercising will upon that conditionality web. Any is unable to see life as something other than a conditionality web, or at least, yeah. And so that's the methodology that NE uses to undermine and disrupt. It uses conditionality because it sees the interrelatedness of things on the plane of conditionality. So, for example, what I just did was have a bit of an argument earlier this evening with somebody, and what my NE did essentially was say the vulnerabilities are here, 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 and then TI worked them out and established contradictions, said reconcile these. But it's NE that has the vision on the conditionality web, and I think that NI has the vision on the causality web. Now, granted, NI and NE both are dealing with both. It's just a matter of whether they're dealing with it directly, or once removed. So NE deals with causality as an issue of conditionality, and NI deals with conditionality as an issue of causality. So the presumption, which is consistent with the notion of discovered versus created truth, is that NI makes when it addresses conditionality is that the antecedent happens, and that the important notion is the finality of that particular conditionality arrangement, not that conditionality arrangement's relation to other conditionality arrangements. So that's one of the main differences in NI and NE, I think, is that NI finds powerful conditionality arrangements that provide satisfying answers to uncertainties. And then it assumes they're set at that point and can be reliably returned to and only adjusted if new data demands that adjustments be made to avoid contradictions and falsifications and stuff like that. Whereas NE might get to that same powerful conditionality arrangement, but it will likely be the long way around, which is you're going to dismantle all the weak conditionality arrangements, and you'll do that on your own as well, so that when you're challenged on these conditionality arrangement axiom models that you have built up, you are perfectly capable of responding on point to any of those things, and you've already established the strongest vectors by determining that through which ones withstand your dismantling best. So it's an interesting distinction to make, and I'm really struck by music and also by, I would say, visual arts on the other end of the spectrum. That the music and image making, picture drawing and stuff are things that I think it's odd. I think it's the inverse actually. The music, though it might be more attractive to an extrovert intuitor in its current incarnation because there's so much performance stuff associated with it. But that format, music resists construction more completely than does visual arts, which allows construction, allows you to succeed constructively, whereas music only allows you to succeed discoverably. And that's the reverse of what the, I'd say, most naturally aligned. Myers-Briggs says, and I agree, that either intuition can manifest as visual or auditory. But I think that NEs manifest as auditory much, much more frequently than visual. And I think NIs manifest as visual much, much more frequently than auditory. I think the NI friend I have, Corey, who is a musical genius beyond any I've ever encountered, he's an exception. And he proves Myers-Briggs right, but I still maintain that 95% of the time, NE is going to correlate with auditory, and NI is going to correlate with visual. So that's my opinion about that. It's just like an opinion, except it's spelled with P in front of it. For XNTP. No. I don't know why it's spelled with P in front of it. Some other reason than that. Have a nice day, and thanks for watching Talking with Famous People.